am Paul Pasulka, Ivy Masters Learning Center and ivymasters.com. And today we're going to look at Test 7, Section 4, Number 15, which reads, if 51-cent coins were stacked up on top of each other in a column, the column would be approximately 3 7/8 inch tall. At this rate, which of the following is closest to the number of 1-cent coins it would take to make an 8-inch tall column? So, what you're going to do here is you're going to set up a proportion. How do you recognize you can set up a proportion? Well, we've got three numbers here. We've got a 50, we got a 3 7/8, and we got an 8. And if we dig deeper, how do you know if you set up a proportion? Well, two have the same units. So we've got how many inches tall, 3 7/8, and how many inches tall, 8 inches tall. And the other has the same units as what's being asked about. It's 51-cent coins. And the question is how many 1-cent coins. So that's how you know you could set up a proportion. Now, proportions could be confusing because there's actually 4 correct ways to set up a proportion. And I'm going to show you the one that you're likely to use in setting up this proportion. And what we get is a double fraction, which could be confusing, but this is with calc math, so you could still do it. So if we've got 3 7/8 inch stack, and that is for 50 1-cent coins, then what's that going to equal? Now notice, 3 7/8 over 50, that has a relationship, because if you stack 51-cent coins, it's going to make a stack 3 7/8 inch tall. And so where do we put our 8? Well, 8 is inches. 3 7/8 inches is on top, so the 8 has to be on top, and my x is going to be down below. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross multiply and set equal in order to solve. And we'll get our answer, but then I'm going to show you other ways that you could set this up. So if I cross multiply, then what I get is 3 7/8 x equals, and I multiply 50 by 8 and I get 400. Now you could probably see that if I divide 400 by 3 7/8, it's going to give you about 100, and that turns out to be your correct answer. If we used our calculators, we could get, and now again, since this calculator's not the highest tech calculator, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do 7 divided by 8, and then I'm going to have to add the 3 to get 3 7/8 as a decimal, and I got 3.875. So now if I divide the 400, if I do 400 divide by that 3.875, I wind up getting 103, blah, 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 blah. So yes, it is closest to 100. Now, what are those other ways you could properly set up the proportion? Well, if I flip this, if I said 50 1-cent coins is 3 7/8, and then where would I place the 8? Again, it's got to be near the 3 7/8. So now I have a relationship top to bottom, because 51-cent coins is 3 7/8 inch tall, and the bottoms have a relationship because 3 7/8 is inches, just like 8 is inches. And then when I put my x there, notice it winds up being 3 7/8 times 50 times 8 equals, so 3 7/8 x equals 400. Once again, divide by 3 7/8, you get that 103, closest to 200. What's another way you could set it up? You might set it up like this: 50 1-cent coins equals 3 7/8 inch stack. And now what do I put below the 50? What do I put below the 3 7/8? Well, I'm going to put the 8 below the 3 7/8, because again, now my tops have a relationship. Because 51-cent coins equals 3 7/8, my bottoms have a relationship, because how many inches is how many 1-cent coins is going to equal that 8 inches. And then I cross multiply and set equal, and I get 3 7/8 inch equals 400. If I flip this, I could say x over 50 equals 8 over 3 7/8. And how does this make sense? Well, now the left, the unknown is x, which is how many 1-cent coins, and it's over 50 1-cent coins. So those have a relationship with each other. They're both the number of coins. The tops have a relationship because my X is how many 1 cent coins are in an 8-inch tall column. My bottoms have relationship because there are 51 cent coins in a 3 1/8, 7/8 inch column. And if we cross multiply and set equal, notice we get the same thing. 3 7/8 X equals 50 times 8. I don't want you to get confused by thinking you've got to know all 4 ways to set this up. Do the way that you are most comfortable with. Just get to it and do it, but make sure you know it, and make sure you know if you're setting it up right, because top and bottom of a fraction have to have a relationship. The tops have to have a relationship. The bottoms have to have a relationship. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who has trouble setting up proportions. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. Click subscribe so you don't miss anything, and check out our 1-minute video on TikTok. Have a great day.